So I think a couple more people are going to be hopping on. I know that we have one person traveling, one person in the hospital with a baby. But this is our monthly leaders call. And I just kind of wanted to set up the expectations for these calls. I'm going to try and keep them really short, like 20 to 30 minutes max, because I know we're all busy. We all have other things going on. And now Hard Hitters is actually doing a call twice per week, so twice per month. So there's two other learning opportunities for all of you guys and everyone on the team to hear in team calls. So I don't want to load up on a million calls and then like everyone just be overwhelmed. So I'm going to do one leaders call per month. And then if we need, a separate push group or something like that, like, of course we can increase it. So, basically what I wanted to go over today was a few takeaways from Summit and then some tangible ideas to get you guys where you want to go as far as the retreat. And if you are going to attend the retreat, you need to lock in Diamond by November 20th and then hold it for 6 weeks, which is totally doable. If you are on this call, you're already Emerald. You already know how to add coaches. You already know how to hit Success Club. And this is just duplicating that over and over until you reach that goal. And you got a lot of you guys are, more than halfway there. If you're Emerald, you've only got 6 more coaches. So if you break that down into small terms, that's only 2 coaches per month, which is totally doable. But the conversation I wanted to have with you guys is that Diamond isn't just something that happens. It's a decision you need to make for yourself. And it's something that you have to push for. It just doesn't happen magically. Like, you have to be super focused. You have to be 100% not BSing yourself on the daily vitals, and also on the Success Club tracker. It's all those little things that add up to huge results. And if you're already here, you're already Emerald, you know what to do. You just need to go Emerald again every single month until you get there. Hang on, I'm just going to. Hi, Kristen.
Hi.
I'm just going to mute you.
Okay.
And then I'll keep going. So basically what I said was I'm going to try and host this call every single month for everyone who's Emerald and above, because Hard Hitters is actually doing 2 calls per month now, and I just don't want to overload anyone's schedule with calls. I'm going to try to keep this one under a half hour. So that way there's other learning opportunities for you to hear from other coaches from the Hard Hitters team, and then I will concentrate on you guys, my leaders, once per month. And then if we need to increase it, if we're pushing for goals, I can totally increase it. But I just don't want everyone to be overwhelmed with like a bunch of calls. So one of my biggest takeaways from Summit actually goes hand in hand with this pushing for Diamond conversation. If you're an Emerald and you're on this group, on this call, then of course I know that you want to work this business and increase your business. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to push for Diamond. I want to meet you guys where you're at, but you just need to know that Diamond is a decision, and it's something that you have to push for, and it's something that you have to have a focus on, and you have to be super, super, super focused on your why, because time and time again, I've been through this. I've been coaching for, oh my gosh, it's going to be 5 years in October, and I've seen it over and over again. I've seen it in myself. Life happens, crazy stuff happens, crazy stuff comes up. And a lot of times what I see happen is people drop their business, take a step back. It's the first thing that gets dropped, and it doesn't become a priority anymore. And one of my biggest takeaways from Summit was actually the Diamond Squad call we had after, where everyone was giving their biggest takeaways. And Andy Worsham, who is an amazing leader on our team, she's like 5-star. She's grown a huge team. She's probably one of the strongest diamonds on the Hard Hitters team. She said her biggest takeaway was spending time with her team and just sitting around and talking about their whys and hearing the reasons why their coaches were there. And then she dropped a truth bomb on them and said, you guys, this is all awesome stuff, but I've been to Summit every single year, and every single year it's usually with a different group of coaches because of these life situations that come up, and they've come up for all of us. Our team has been hit with a lot of stuff this year, and that's okay. But you have to be willing to fight for it, because this is worth it. This opportunity is so worth it. And that's why I keep showing up year after year. Yeah, I don't have all these accolades. I'm not like some crazy successful coach, but I believe in it. And I know that it's possible for any of us. And you have to have that belief in yourself too. And you have to know that it's worth fighting for. So that's kind of my little sermon. And I'm going to talk to you about a few tangible things we can do to get you shifted in the right direction, as far as not only recruiting challengers, but recruiting business builders. If you want to grow to diamond, you need to be offering that discount coach opportunity to every single person you're selling a challenge pack to. And I have a very, very simple script that you can throw in at the very end and let them make that decision. You need to let the other person make that decision. Don't make that decision for them. Give them the opportunity to decline. If they decline, what's the worst that can happen? They're still, purchasing a program from you or a challenge pack. But giving them that opportunity to become a discount coach adds another coach to your team and gets you closer to diamond. So do not be afraid of building to diamond using discount coaches. Don't think that you have to do this. Don't think you have to wait for those working coaches to build it. I got there because I built my husband's account. He was my strongest emerald for a long time, and now he's my one diamond. So don't be afraid to build your business with discount coaches. And then once you've got your team going, those business builders are going to come. But to be honest, the business builders aren't going to come unless you're talking about the business. So my two other takeaways from the summit were one speaker, it totally stuck out with me. She said, talk about coaching, talk about what you do like you're talking to your grandma. Like, if your grandma asks, what is this thing that you're doing? That's how you explain it to people. Use very simple terms, very simple, no Beachbody jargon, don't use the word challenge pack. Use words that other people understand and explain it like you're explaining it to your grandma. The second thing that came away with me was a presentation done by Trina Gray, and she's been coaching for like 10 years, and like her presentation, like that's all I needed to hear. Like that was my biggest takeaway. But the one thing about it is, if you want to attract business builders, we need to start talking about the business. And she brought up like 5 points that she likes to talk about constantly in social media to attract business builders. And when I was listening to these 5 points, I was writing them down in my notebook, but then I kind of visualized this posting loop. Like, I know you've seen posting schedules that people have posted before, but I was kind of thinking it in terms of a loop. Like, this is what we should be talking about every single month, like these 5 things. So what I did was created this graphic, and I'm going to share it with the entire team, but I want to share it with you right now. So let me see if I can share my screen. It's going to be really quick. Okay, so you can't attract business builders without posting about the business. So these are 5 things that you can constantly be posting about in your stories and in your Instagram page, your Facebook page, to get people to kind of understand that what this job is allowing you to do. And even if it's a side hustle, it's still a side hustle for me. But these were the 5 things that were really huge takeaways. So like, we went to Summit. I've been to these other Beachbody events. I've been to Success Club trips. I've been to retreats. And the cool thing about this job is this job allows us to get to handpick our own coworkers. Like, what other job allows you to do that? Like, everywhere else I've worked, I've been assigned to someone, and then people just join the team, and those are the people you have to work with. But this is an opportunity for you to create your very own team and get to handpick your own coworkers. So the second item is something that we talk about all the time. We talk about our commitment to our journey, our commitment to our results. But this job allows us to stay 100% committed to my own results. Like, that's the hugest thing about coaching is that, and why a lot of people sign up is, what better way to keep yourself accountable to your own results than you being the coach? So it allows you to stay 100% committed to your own results, and it becomes a lifestyle, and it becomes your forever journey, not just something that you're doing for 21 days. So the next item is obviously you're saving money on awesome products. And that's something that we talk about when we're recruiting coaches, the discount that we get, but it's something we can also talk about in social media as well. Item number 4, I have more wiggle room in my budget at home and less arguments about money. And this one hit me like a ton of bricks. This is what I love about having my own business so much, because it gives me independence. It allows me to plan trips for my family. It allows me more freedom and less arguments about money. Even if it's just the simplest things, like if you're earning an extra $40 a week or $50 a week and you get to have a meal out where before maybe you couldn't have afforded that. It's just those simple little things that you can talk about. But this one was it just hit the nail on the head for me personally. And then item number 5 is I have more adventure in my life and I take cool work trips. So that trip, the trip that we took last year to Mexico, like that's an opportunity that any coach can have or take. It just means you have to just be hitting Success Club every single month with this, which is something you should be doing anyway. So I hope you guys like this graphic and it's helpful, but I will be sharing it in the page for everyone. And then right now I'm reading The Obstacle is the Way. Well, I'm listening to it on Audible. Excuse me. And I got to this one particular chapter and it totally hit the nail on the head where I think a lot of us on our team are stuck because we are dealing with a lot of life circumstances that are hard. And just because they're hard, like we still need to find a way to keep this business living and breathing and growing and pouring into our challengers and doing what you need to do to move yourself forward. So I actually paused it, and when I got to my desk that day, I listened to it and I typed it out because I just thought that this was so right on. So it's from chapter 16 of The Obstacle is the Way. And I'm not usually like a reader, but I'm going to read this excerpt for you guys. So he says, life can be frustrating. Oftentimes, we know what our problems are. We may even know what to do about them, but we fear taking action is too risky. That we don't have the experience, or it's not how we pictured it to be, because it's too expensive, because it's too soon, because we think something better might come along, because it might not work. You guys, this is huge. When you are in that emerald spot and you're pushing for diamond, you're putting in a tremendous amount of work and you're not getting paid a lot for it. It's an investment that you're making in yourself and in your business as you move up that, mountain of momentum. So I just think that this totally hit the nail on the head, that we don't have the experience, or it's not how we pictured it, because it's too expensive, it's too soon, because we think something better might come along, because it might not work. And you know what happens as a result? Nothing. We do nothing. So tell yourself the time for that has passed. The wind is rising. The bell has rung. Get started. Get moving. We often assume that the world moves at our leisure. We delay when we initiate. We jog when we should be running, or better yet, sprinting. And then we are shocked when nothing big ever happens, when opportunities never show up, when the new obstacles pile up, or the enemies finally get their act together. Of course they did. We gave them room to breathe. We gave them the chance. So the first step is take the bat off of your shoulder and give it a swing. You've got to start to go anywhere. Now let's say you've already done that. Fantastic. You're already ahead of most people. But let's ask an honest question. Could you be doing more? You probably could. There's always more. At a minimum, you could be trying harder. You might have gotten started, but your full effort isn't in it, and that shows. Is that going to affect your results? No question. And then later on, he explains, and he goes on to explain this whole story about Amelia Earhart and how she was offered that opportunity to do the first flight, and she was the only one on board involved that did it for free. Everyone else was being paid around her, and she did it because she took the opportunity because she knew she wouldn't get another opportunity. So later on, he explains Amelia Earhart wrote on the side of her planes the word, always fly with your stick moving forward, meaning if you quit moving forward, you're going to crash. And later on, he says, we talk a lot about courage as a society, but really it just takes action. Just because conditions aren't exactly to your liking or you don't feel ready yet doesn't mean you get a pass. If you want momentum, you'll have to create it yourself right now by getting up and getting started. So let me find you guys. Get rid of that. So I just thought that was so powerful, that whole chapter, and I just had to write it down, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So I hope that helps. I hope that inspires you. I hope that you choose to push and be there with me at the retreat. I hope you choose to hit Success Club every single month so you can get invited to Success Club trips. But you have to make the decision to do it. And I want you to make the decision to do it because it's something you want to push for. I don't want to push anyone into something that they're not ready for. And if you're ready to run, I'm ready to run with you. So I'm going to actually unmute you guys. And if you have any other like random questions about stuff you're coming into counter with on a day, a daily basis or whatever, if you have any questions at all about anything going on, feel free to let me know.
Jen, what book was that from?
The Obstacle is the Way.
Okay.
Let me pull it up so I can give you the author's name. And I just got it on Audible. And
okay.
This is a book that Stephanie Chico and Jen Richardson were both speakers in the Diamond and One Star Leader track that we sat in.
Uh-huh.
And, they recommended this book. Ryan Holiday is the author. And
Cool.
I don't know if you're familiar with what's happened with them the past few years, but all these top coaches, they go through life struggles. They go through major things in their life, but the difference is they don't put their business on the back burner. Like, they keep showing up because you have to show up. You have to show up as if you already are that top coach. You already have this big business. Like, if you had a super high paying job or you owned a store that was your own, you wouldn't close up shop just because life gets hard, because it's always going to get hard. And so Stephanie Chico's brother passed away. Jen Richardson goes to talk about how she was dealing with autoimmune issues so badly that her doctor told her she couldn't work out anymore. And then she had to go through this battle in her head. It was like, well, I'm a fitness coach. Like, how do I not work out? So she had to switch her brand totally to yoga because she was not allowed to work out. And then she had to just be very transparent about what was going on with herself and using that obstacle as the way to her success. So it was just really interesting because I had followed those stories, and then I'm really liking this book, and it can be for anything.
Awesome.
So I'm happy you guys hopped on. Congratulations. Actually, you two are my 2 emeralds this month, and I ordered your prizes, and they should be here tomorrow. So as soon as I get them, I will mail them out to you.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm so excited for you guys. But if you need anything, just let me know. Otherwise, like I said, I wanted to keep this short and sweet. So if you don't have any other questions, I'll just go ahead and post this for everyone else in the page.
Okay. Thank you so much. This was great.
Okay. You guys have a good night.
You too.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.